Hello everyone, welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we're learning about Michael Marinaccio's current work as a producer with Orlando Fringe Festival and what we can expect from Orlando Fringe in the future. Hi Michael, welcome back.
Hey,
Welcome back.
Good to be back. I
have a question for you. You've talked about your role as producer now. What have you learned about leadership since you've started?
Ooh, good question. I think the most important thing that I've learned about leadership is always having an open door and always be willing to listen to everyone. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not decisive or that I'm going to take everybody's ideas and use them, but I think it's really important to listen to your audience, listen to your artists, listen to your staff, listen to the people that you're impacting, because that's how you're going to know whether you're doing a good job or not and know the right decisions to make. I don't have all the answers. So.
Yeah, that's great advice. Now tell us a little bit, we've talked a lot about your role as a producer, but I don't know if we actually heard exactly what the producer does. So what does a producer do for the Fringe Festival?
Sure, I handle all artistic and production elements of the festival, all artist relations, the management of the lottery, applications, all artist workshops, artist conferences, all of that. I also handle the oversee tech. So my tech director and all of my technicians build out of all of the spaces. I oversee our kids fringe elements, our visual fringe elements, very highly involved in the marketing of the festival and the overall vision of the festival.
So basically you do absolutely nothing, Michael.
Correct.
Incredible. So I know you guys have had a couple of dynamic years in the last couple of years, and I know some of that has to do with your leadership. Tell us, what are some of the accomplishments, changes, things that have happened in the last couple of years?
Sure. 2012 was a huge record-breaking year. My first year, we saw a 25% increase in attendance, and really just, we had a lot of stars align for us that year. And we've continued to grow. The past 3 years, we have had over $250,000 given back to artists every year. Last year, it was $275,000 back to artists. And we've continued to grow the festival, but we try not to grow it any quicker than our audience. So we're trying to grow along with our audience so that the artists don't have watered-down houses. We want to make sure that the artists are still getting butts and seats for every show.
Tell us about your volunteers.
We have an army of about 350 volunteers, and some of them are just the most dedicated, hardworking, passionate supporters of the Fringe and the arts that you'll ever meet. I have people that constantly inspire me, out there working tireless hours and are not getting paid for the job, and it's just really, really amazing the work that they do.
I'm sure you need more volunteers. I mean, how, if somebody is listening, how can somebody get involved and volunteer?
Show up. No, we do volunteer trainings in April. You can get on our volunteer mailing list through our website. We do have volunteer opportunities throughout the year. We throw a big party for our volunteers, full of prizes. Really, everyone gets a prize at the end, but we have, it could be 4 tickets to Disney, or it could be, there's some really great prizes that we'll give out, massages and all that stuff. So we really appreciate our volunteers and try and take as good care of them as we can. But, they just do so much for us, and we always need more. Always
what is a thank you that you once got from either an artist or a guest that sticks with you, that makes you kind of proud?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question, Mary.
See, it's from doing a show as an artist. I think I've gotten more of that stuff, but
you can tell us that.
I remember having I directed a kids show at the Fringe years ago, and had a whole class write me letters, and a whole class came to see it, and they all wrote me letters and drew pictures and wrote about the show, and were so inspired and was so excited about it, and all of that, and I think affecting children and then getting the next generation hooked on theater and performing arts, and seeing that there's more than video games on your iPad,
And why is having children being hooked on arts important for our society?
Well, I mean, we need to develop the next generation of live performance fans. We need to get people out of the house and away from the TV sometimes to go out and see theater and live performing arts, because those experiences can really change people. You know, I've been affected by films and I've been changed by films, but there's something about live theater and that connection between artist and audience that it magnifies that experience so much, and it can really, really change people's lives.
Well, that's one of the great things about Fringe, is that it really is this immersive experience. Sometimes you're in these little small, intimate settings. Sometimes they're larger, but I think that's part of the excitement of Fringe is venues. So tell us about, where is Fringe located? And I know it's mostly in Lock Haven Park, but maybe you have some exciting venues this year?
Sure, we are based around Lock Haven Park. Orlando Shakespeare Theater, the Orlando Repertory Theater are our two main theater venues. The Manila Museum of Art is where we have our kids' Fringe out on the lawn, out on the lake, under the mayor's tree. It's gorgeous there. But this year we've added a very, very exciting new venue. The Orlando Museum of Art is joining the Fringe, and their SunTrust Auditorium in the Museum of Art is going to be our newest gold venue.
So now the entire Lock Haven Park is going to be involved in Fringe Festival.
I mean, the Science Center is not a venue yet, but I say.
Yes. I heard the yes.
But the Science Center is a great assistance in us. They help us coordinate parking. They do stuff for Kids Fringe. So even you know, they're involved. And there are more spaces. There's the Garden Club and the Junior Achiever. There's so many things in Lock Haven Park that we have yet to tap into.
And the new Orlando Ballet, that building that's just right
Orlando
across the
Ballet
street
is going to be,
you know, you said the word
space.
"yet," which is a great segue to what is coming for the Orlando Fringe Festival. What are your dreams? If you could make anything happen, what would it be?
Wow, I would love to see, we are going to grow significantly, I think, in 2016. 2016 is our 25th anniversary year, and we are swinging for the fences. So expect a very big festival that year. But I think what I want to see Orlando Fringe do is continue to grow, but grow at a pace that keeps the artist in mind. We don't want to have too many artists so that the audience is watered down, but we want to keep building that audience, keep building those artists up, keep including more of the community, more of the stalwarts in the community keep on joining our family by doing shows, because they start to see, wait a second, they're hitting that 18 to 35 demographic. I want some of that. But getting more of them involved. And ultimately, I want to see Orlando Fringe get its own year-round space that we can rent to artists, rehearsal space for artists, provide an avenue for Fringe theater to happen year-round in a home. And
so what's your greatest need? That, you know, people that are listening today, inspired by your talk, what could they do to really help the Fringe Festival go to the next level?
The easiest thing to do is come out and see some shows. Come out, get a button, and go see some shows. Buy some beer or food on the lawn, see some live bands. Just get involved however you can. If you want to volunteer, if you're passionate about it, please come do that. If you have a dream project, come and perform it at the Fringe.
I wish we had more time.
So whatever you want to do.
I thank you for bringing the arts so alive and for your commitment to it. I am never more happy than during Fringe in Orlando, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being with us, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us today. Our talk with Michael Marinaccio was a blast. We'll hope you go see many a show at the Orlando Fringe Festival. Please take the time to tell Michael, his staff, crew, and cast that Mary and Joshua say hello.
From the heart.